So if I said mobile games, what would you think of? Would you think of those terrible, terrible mobile games with those very cringe ads, icing on the cake? Or would you think of good mobile games such as Angry Birds? Or what we're going to be talking about today, Plants vs. Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies at its core is a tower defense game that has you utilizing plants to fight off zombies who are trying to invade your home and eat your brains. While this is fairly simple, the game provides many unique things, such as the many different seed packets of plants that you can get that all have different things. For example, you have the basics such as pea shooters, sunflower, walnut, and then you have the more weird ones that don't really fit, such as torchwood, a burning tree, and a lantern. But overall, the character roster, or the seed packets, or whatever you want to call them, they provide a great diverse lineup of different strategies that you can use.
And then there's my strategy where I just have to make everything perfect and then get sad when the pattern obviously doesn't work. Such as in here, I don't like you, repeater.
The game also provides a lot of settings with different enemies and different plants that can work in those environments. One of my favorites is the roof. The roof provides you with a problem. You can't plant your plants on the roof, so you need to always make sure that you have plant pots on you at all times. There's also a curve on this roof that doesn't allow you to use basic pea shooters up to a certain point. So you have to it makes you use the other plants that you otherwise wouldn't use normally. I think this is very interesting, and it forces you to actually use and find your favorite plants instead of just going with one strategy the whole time. Instead of going over more ways to play, we're going to go look at the extras, starting off with the mail. The mail is simple. It's just the mail you get throughout the game. Nothing really too special, mainly from the zombies, and then you find some ads as you scroll through it. Next we have the shop. The shop is basically just Crazy Dave's trunk, where he sells you an assortment of things such as more slots, water lawnmowers, rakes, or different variations of the plants. He'll also sell you stuff for your Zen Garden, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. But as you can see, I bought a couple things while I was in the shop. But overall, you're going to be here quite a lot just to finish the game and get all the plants. The next option we have is the Almanac, which is basically the dictionary of Plants vs. Zombies. You can see on the plant side, it shows you the cost of each plant, the recharge time, and a short description of what the plant is and what it does. The zombie side of the Almanac has you looking at the description of the zombie, the toughness of the zombie, and the weakness of the zombie. Now we're on to the Zen Garden, which is basically just gardening in real life. There's nothing really to it. You just kind of run your own garden with plants, and these will give you coins, as you can see, for doing the certain actions that they need you to do. It's really simple. It's very simple, and it has you buying some things, but otherwise, that's it, and that's going to be it for the extras. Now let's get on to the more ways to play section, which is literally what it advertises, more ways to play. Let's start off with the puzzles. There are two puzzles, Vase Breaker and iZombie. We're going to start off with Vase Breaker first, and basically what Vase Breaker is it's breaking vases. That is literally what it is. You break vases,
And either plants or zombies come out. You gotta use the plants to stop the zombies, and that's basically it for Vase Breaker. It's very simple. As you go on to the higher levels, you get different plants to screw around with, different zombies that have different effects and do different things. But that's about it for Vasebreaker. It really isn't that complicated, although it is very fun.
Time to be the zombies in iZombie. Basically, what you have to do is you start off with around 150 sun, and you have to place down zombies to get to the end of each lane and eat the brain. You have to replenish this sun by eating sunflowers, so you gotta plan your placeage of zombies so that you get the optimal amount of sun, but still are able to make it to the end of each lane. I think this is so cool. This is probably has to be my favorite game mode out of them all in this game. It's just so creative and so fun. Not surprisingly, there's also a co-op versus mode. I'm going to play versus right now. But I have no one to play with, so I'm just going to play with myself. I'm going to 1v1 myself in Plants vs. Zombies. And as you can see, both characters are going into prime gaming position. Basically, this is Plants vs. Zombies, but the zombies also have a side. So those targets, I have to destroy those, and that's basically about it. The zombies just have to do what the zombies do. Plants just have to destroy those targets. That is about it. I didn't get to play much versus because I was kind of, playing with myself. But this would definitely be very fun with a group of friends. I'll say that much. Next, let's move on to the mini-games. I'll do 3 mini-games just shortly explaining what they are. The first one is Zombotomy, which is basically Plants vs. Zombies, but the zombies also are plants. So, it's very, very weird. So basically, for this first stage, have to deal with walnut zombies and pea shooter zombies. And the strategy here for me was to just get walnuts and just place them. Also cover the whole entire field with spikes so they die quicker. And that was about it. As soon as you really set up all your defenses with the walnuts and the pea shooters and stuff, it really isn't that hard after that. Next is one of my favorites, Walnut Bowling. And it's bowling with walnuts. You have 3 types of zombies. You have the normal zombies, which go down in 1 hit. Conehead zombies, who go down in 2 hits, and buckethead zombies, who go down in 3 hits. You're basically just rolling them down the lane to stop all the zombies. And I don't know why, but I just struggle with this so much. It's the one thing that I struggle most with. And I don't know why. I lost basically all my lawnmowers and almost didn't even get the trophy. But this one is very fun. I really do enjoy this one. It's always been my favorite minigame to play, and I'll keep playing it. It just gets so hard for some random reason. And the final minigame I'm going to go over is Slot Machine, which is basically gambling. You have to reach 2,000 sun by using the slot machine to get plants to defend your lawn, and you could also earn a whole bunch of sun depending on what you roll. But it does cost 25 sun to spin the wheel, so you gotta make sure you're not getting unlucky, because that happened to me quite often, where I would just keep spinning it over and over again and get nothing. I like this one, but my luck just was not the greatest at one point. Many points, actually. And for the final boss of Plants vs. Zombies, we have the Zombot, which I think is the name. I don't know. And basically, this giant robot comes on your roof. I don't know how the house doesn't collapse, but yeah. I had to play with 2 players, so I was controlling both. I have to say, that was hard. Basically, this boss consists of the Zombot placing down zombies, and at one point, after a while of killing the zombies, he'll bend down and either throw a fireball at you or an ice ball at you. And depending on what he throws at you, you have to either use a jalapeno or an ice shroom to stop that ball from going in and basically crushing all your reinforcements. And countless times, this boss fight provides a lot of damn it moments, and it's by throwing trailers at literally every single one of your plants, so basically your whole lanes are useless. But with the power of me and 2 controllers, I beat the boss. And that's gonna be it for Plants vs. Zombies. After you beat Plants vs. Zombies, you get the amazing "there's a zombie on your lawn" outro, and the game brings you back saying that now you can try and beat the game again, but with a harder difficulty on it. But now you have all access to all plants as well, so I guess it kind of checks out.